Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you what my packing method is for cruising, and I've been cruising for quite a while, so I think I've got this packing thing down, but I need your feedback, so drop me a comment in the comments below if you see anything that I'm missing, or if I can do something different in order to make this better. So the first thing that I always do is to make a list. So I've got a couple different lists here. One of the biggest things that I've figured out that I can do over the course of time is to put all of my documentation into a little pack like this. And so what this is, it's a little Ziploc pouch, and it zips just like this. And so all of my cruise documentation is in here, my passport is in here, my set sail documents are in here. Of course, I'm going to be taking this luggage tag out and fixing this to my suitcase, and I'm going to do that when I get down to Nassau. But this has been a really great help with being able to just keep everything in one place, and that way when I get to my location I can just pull this right out of my carry-on, and I'll have all of my cruise documentation all in one place, and I don't have to go hunting for it, because they always want that. So the other thing that I keep in here is my my cruise lists, and so I've actually got two of them. I've got a cruise list and a beach list. So when I take my kids on vacation to the beach, I'm able to pull this list out. I have the same list, and I just keep on updating it every time I go on vacation, and that way I know that I'm going to be bringing the right things and I don't leave out anything. So with my cruise list here, it's got some good information on here, like just clothes, swimsuit, shoes, identification, cruise documents. But then there's other things too on here, like making sure that I bring my chargers for my electronics. A lot of times on the ship there is only like one or two plugs in the room, so a lot of times I'll bring like a power strip to plug things in. Now be careful with those. You can't have like a surge protector, but you can bring like an extension cord or something like that that has a couple different plugs on it. Also, if you bring kids, it's really important to have a clothesline. So just like a string or something that you can hang around the room, and then maybe clothespins to just pin the clothes up. So that's good. And then bug spray. Make sure you bring some like ibuprofen or Tylenol. If the kids need it, maybe like a nightlight at night. Yeah, a nightlight for at night. One of the things that I've found really good that works here is Christmas lights. If you bring a string of Christmas lights, you can string them around the room, and that creates this really cool ambiance. Also, if you do that, go to Walmart or the dollar store, and you can get these little magnetic clips, and all of the ceilings in the cruise ships are metal, so you can just magnet up the little clips up on the ceiling, and you get to string things up around your room. It works really well. Make sure you bring a jacket, band-aids, nail clippers. Big thing, garbage bags. I've got some garbage bags over here on the bed. There's always a need for garbage bags, whether you're putting dirty clothes in them or whether you need them for garbage bags. Ziploc bags too. I always bring Ziploc bags, and chapstick. Make sure that goes in your carry-on. If you're bringing, the requirements for the cruise ships is that you can bring 2 bottles of wine per stateroom, and it has to be 750 milliliters or less. So I've gone ahead and chosen a couple bottles of wine. It's a whole lot cheaper just to buy them beforehand and bring them, and than trying to buy them on board, because the wine on board is really expensive. And I always make sure to get screw tops for the wine bottles, because there's not always a wine opener, although you can ask for one and they'll bring you one. Also, other stuff, like if you have a book you want to bring, playing cards, like a waterproof case for cell phones. Make sure you bring cash, sometimes tape, just like regular masking tape or scotch tape is going to be helpful if something needs to be taped up. I know, like for me personally, I'm not going to be bringing air freshener this time, but if there's a whole bunch of people in the room, like kids, it's just going to need it after all of that food that you're going to be eating. All right, so let's get down to it. I'm going to go ahead and get started packing. I'm going to show you what I've collected here. I think there's not too many videos out there on guys packing for a cruise, and this is my first time going solo on a cruise, so I'm really excited about this. I've been cruising for 15 years, and this is the first time that I'm going to be traveling solo. So I want to make sure that I have everything that I need for the cruise. I've laid it all out here, and so I'm going to be going on a 7-day cruise, and I know from past experience that I never actually use all the stuff that I bring. But I want to make sure that I have everything as far as the essentials. So most of the time I'm just going to be hanging out in my swim trunks. So probably most of this stuff won't be worn most of the time. Like I would say 60-70% of the day is going to be spent on the pool deck, just hanging out, maybe going to a hot tub or something like that. But I know that there's going to be other times where I'm going to go to shows. I'm going to go to events on the ship. If I want to go, dancing in the club, or if I want to go have a drink, then I'm going to need some different outfits. There's going to be a couple formal nights on a 7-day cruise. There's always 2 formal nights. So I've got formal night where I did pack some long pants as well, so I can kind of mix that up a little bit. And I've got 4 pairs of shoes right here. The only shoes that are not here on this list are my tennis shoes, and I'm going to wear those on the plane down because I am planning on going to the gym and or running around the track on a cruise. This is something that I haven't done yet. I've been cruising for 15 years, and I've told myself, and you can keep me accountable, that I'm going to actually do some exercise on this cruise. All right, so let's get packing here. So the first thing I'm going to put into my suitcase are the shoes. Now, I saw there was a video on packing shoes, and what it said was that when packing shoes, you can stuff things into the shoes. So I'm going to start putting things in here, and I'm going to move this camera around so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to put my shoes into the corners, and then I'm going to stuff them with the underwear. So that way I'm going to conserve as much space as possible. So I have these really handy little travel bags that I've used before, where you can put your clothes in the travel bags. But I think that this is probably going to be the more efficient way of traveling if I just utilize every bit of space, and that's going to keep things from knocking around. So underwear is going to go in each of the shoes. All right. And then I also have shirts for every day. So like I said, this is a 7-day cruise. I'm also going to pack a change of clothes in my carry-on. So if you notice that I don't have enough for 7 days, that's why, because there's going to be an extra extra set of clothes in my carry-on. And the reason for that, and that's a very important reason, is that if for some reason this luggage gets lost, gets delayed, doesn't make it to the ship, whatever, I'm going to have at least one other set of clothes to bring with me on the ship. And I've learned that after traveling quite a bit to do that, and that's very helpful. There was one time where a luggage got lost, and that was not good. Ended up spending 3 days on the cruise without any clothes, and that's very difficult to do. All right, so I'm just going to pack all of my shirts. Oh, there's my all the things shirts. Into the luggage here, and we're just going to try to conserve as much space as possible. Okay, so now I'm going to create a little bit of padding here with some swimsuits, and this is the part that I really am a little nervous about. So it's these wine bottles, and wine bottles cannot be taken on carry-ons, so they have to be packed in the luggage. So I've gone and done some research, and they said that you should use some thick socks. and to put the wine bottles in the thick socks. I'm going to do that. Alright, so I've got the wine bottle in a sock. And then I'm going to take those garbage bags over there and I'm going to put the garbage bags around the wine bottles. Now there are a whole bunch of different things. I saw some things on Amazon and YouTube and eBay where you can get some special containers that are like either blow up or bubble wrap or something like that to put around the wine bottles. But I'm hoping that this is going to be sufficient. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to tie this loosely now, but when I do this, I'm going to tie it tightly. And I might even double bag these. I think I probably will. Is to get some good air in here and tie this really tight, and then double bag each one of the bottles like this. And then I'll tie it again. And I hope that is going to be sufficient to keep these wine bottles safe while traveling. And that's going to get a good little pocket of air under there. And there's going to be another one for this bottle over here. So once I have those double bagged, I'm going to just put them single bags for right now while I'm packing. But when I do this next week, when I go pack for real, then I'm going to double bag these. But that'll get some air in here. Maybe not too much. I want just a little bit. And hopefully that'll keep these wine bottles from breaking. And of course, if they do, this is going to keep them from spilling out into my luggage and getting everything wet. That would be bad. Alright, so then what I'm going to do is just pack everything around these wine bottles. Put these shoes in here like this, on the side, flip-flops are easy. I also have a couple liquid items. So like the TSA says, I've gone ahead and put my liquids into a bag. And these are going to go in here too. I'm going to try to kind of put them in the middle. So these are over 6 ounces each. So these are 8-ounce bottles of sunscreen. And so these are going to go into my checked luggage as well. So I shouldn't have any problems with it being in the checked luggage. So those should keep those nice and safe. Now I did bring some pairs of socks. I really shouldn't need too many pairs of socks unless I'm like going to one of the events or things. I'm really planning on wearing these flip-flops more than anything for the cruise. But I do have a few pairs of socks in here as well. And then I've got some jeans. So I'm going to just lay those out right here. And then on the top, I'm going to put my suit. Now I've got a couple dress shirts and then my suit. And so I had to look this up on how to fold a suit so that it doesn't get wrinkled. So I have my suit jacket right here. And so what they were saying online is that you take the suit jacket and you hold it by the top, and then you will punch the shoulders inside out. I'm going to turn the shoulders inside out just like this, and then you pull the collar up, you pop the collar like this, and then you line up the collar just like this. Alright, and then you match the shoulders, and then you fold it just like that, and you fold it again, and that will keep the suit jacket from getting wrinkled. And then when you're done, you just reverse that. And I've got my suit jacket pants here too. What do we got in here? Okay. My suit jacket pants. Got some business cards in my pocket. And my vest. And so I'm just going to lay those right across the top right here. Very good. And so I've got plenty of room, and it looks like it's nice and full, so things aren't going to be jostling around a lot. Now I've got a few things over here in this section as well. This is my toiletries kit. I got this from Walmart years ago, and it's just been fantastic. And it just zips open, has everything that I need. All of my toiletries fit in here, even a full-size toothbrush. So I kind of like that. So that's going to go in here in the zipper pouch. I've got some ibuprofen. I've got a couple little clips because I'm a guy and I don't want those little chintzy flip-flop clips or whatever they do. But these are for the towels to keep the towels from blowing away on the pool deck. I've got some Ziploc bags. I have a first aid kit. It does have one of my daughter's hair bands on it, but you know what, that's okay. But it's got some more Tylenol, it's got some Band-Aids in here, so just in case I need that first aid kit. And here is a waterproof case for my phone. That's going to go in here as well. I have this, I really love these. I got these a few years ago and on one of the ships, and it's just a little backpack pouch. And I use these for everything. These are so great. So I'm going to pack this, and it's just really easy to throw things in one of these bags for like a day trip, or if you're going to the pool or something, and it doesn't take up any room. So that's going to go in there as well. I've got an extra cloth belt. I'm going to be wearing my regular belt on the ship. So that's it. Everything closes up nice and snug. I've got to replace these. These are just awful. But that is my packing, guys. So let me know in the comments below. Oh, forgot to zip that. I need to definitely zip that. Let me know in the comments below if I've forgotten anything, if there are any tips or tricks that you have beyond this that I needed to add to this. I think I will put, this is a monopod for my camera. I'll probably stick this in here as well. So that'll just fit just nicely in there. But I would love to hear your comments to see like what am I missing? As a solo cruiser, this is my first time going solo. Did I do a pretty good job packing? Did I miss anything? Did I overpack? Did I put too much in here? Let me know in the comments below, and I can't wait to see you on the cruise. I'm going to definitely bring you with me, and we're going to have some fun together now that cruising has restarted after COVID. All right, see ya.